Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining the chanting session and hearing session. I will just share the screen. Give me one moment. Yes, we'll start with the Mangala Chapters. Om Agyana Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Tanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadam Mahyam Dadate Swakadanti Sam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have some 10 minutes left in this sixth session. So I'll just share it.
Similarly, Vibhishana परित्यक्ता मया लंका मित्राणि च धनानि च भवद्गतं मे राज्यं च जीवितं च सुखानि च इत्यादिना. After Vibhishana abandoned Ravana, he surrendered unto Lord Rama and confided as follows: I have abandoned Lanka, my friends and wealth. I place my kingdom, life and happiness at your disposal. 6.19.5. So Vibhishana also actually surrendered. There are other statements also like this. The second sentence here is clear evidence that Vibhishana isn't merely surrendering unto Ram for safety from Ravana. He wanted to serve Lord Ram exclusively and fully. Why did he want to do so? It is because he understood the position of Lord Ram as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana, the eternal compassionate shelter of all living entities in the universe. Therefore, he tried to make Ravana understand that he should give Sita Devi back to Ramachandra. But Ravana rejected him, and so Vibhishana took shelter of Lord Ram fully, something he always wanted to do. Vibhishana is recognized in Srimad Bhagavatam as a spiritually enlightened devotee of the Supreme Lord, 2.7.43 to 45, and as one who attains spiritual perfection due to spiritual association. Bhagavatam again, 11.12.3 to 6. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur notes that Vibhishana had associated with Hanuman and thus became pure-hearted in order to surrender unto Ramachandra purely. एवं प्राणार्थिनः काकस्य प्राणदानेन तत्प्रपत्तिः सफला. Similarly, when Jayanta, the son of Indra, in the form of a crow, surrendered unto Ram, begging for forgiveness for his offense of biting Sita Devi and for his life. He was begging for forgiveness and he was begging for his life. Rama granted him his life. Thus that crow's surrender unto Ram yielded his desired result. If Ram did not want to kill that crow, why did he discharge the Brahmastra weapon on him? Asat kritta asat prakriतेः अस्य पुनः अपि एवं दुरित प्रवृत्तिः मा भूत् इति शिक्षण रूप अनुग्रहायै का अनुग्रहायैक अक्षि निरसनेन अस्त्रं निवर्तयामास. Okay. He wanted to purify him. Ramachandra discharged the Brahmastra on the crow in order to subdue him. He did this out of his compassion anugraha upon the crow in order to discipline him, so that such evil behavior does not reoccur on his part due to his offensive propensities. So he removed one of his eyes. Ekakshi nirasanena. He actually made him, one of his eyes became blind. Yatha Parshuramam prati prayuktamastram tasmin pratikulyaat nivritte tan manishita virodhi sukriteshu prayunta. Yatha च समुद्रं प्रति उपात्तम् अस्त्रं तस्मिन् स अनुतापे शरणागते द्विषत्सु आश्रितानां पापकृत्या अप्रवेशेन न्यायेन तद् विरोधि असुरेषु प्रयुयुजे. This is similar to Ram's discharging an arrow using Lord Vishnu's bow at Parshurama. He did this only to remove his unsubmissive attitude towards Ram. And so he discharged it at the pious credits accumulated by Parshuram that were unfavorable to the attainment of his liberation, as chosen by Parshuram himself. This incident is described in Canto 1, Chapter 76. After Ram and his brothers married Sita and her sisters respectively, Dasharatha and the entire family and entourage departed from Mithila to Ayodhya. While on the path, by seeing various inauspicious omens, Dasharatha became distressed. In the meanwhile, Lord Parshuram appeared from another forest. Dasharatha became frightened upon seeing him, but Vasishtha and others pacified him. Quickly, they brought arghya and other items for worship and worshipped him. Discarding Dasharatha's prayer, Parshuram informed Ram, the son of Dasharatha, of the history of the bows of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. He then gave him Lord Vishnu's bow to test his strength and requested him to bend and string it. Ram took the bow, stretched it, fixed an arrow on it, and asked Parshuram where he should shoot the arrow, which necessarily requires to be released once it has been fixed on the bow for his shooting. Parshuram told him that he can shoot the arrow at the worlds earned by his pious credits, pious activities. Lord Ramachandra did as told. Then, in the presence of the demigods and other celestials, the son of Jamadagni asserted that Lord Ram is none other than Lord Narayana himself and departed for Mahendra mountain. So, that explains how Lord Ramachandra wants to remove obstacles for liberation, whether they are in the form of pious credits or whether they are in the form of sinful reactions. When Rama had reached the shore of the ocean with Sugriva's army of monkeys, he wondered how to have them transported to Lanka to battle Ravana and his forces. Vishnu requested him to take shelter of the presiding deity of the ocean. Rama did so through austerities for 3 days and nights, 3 days, 3 nights. When the deity of the ocean still did not appear in person, Rama decided to take action against the deity. When he took up his bow and arrow against the presiding deity of the ocean, ready to destroy him, that deity appeared in person and surrendered unto Lord Ram in repentance. Then Lord Ram considered that the sinful reactions of those who have surrendered unto him should go to those hateful of them, and discharged his powerful arrow of destruction at some asuras disturbing the ocean, as requested by that deity. So the Lord always considers how to remove any obstacle. Sinful reactions are certainly an obstacle for attaining exclusive devotion service unto the Supreme Lord. So the Lord wants to remove them in some manner. Tasya putradayam upayanti dvishantah papakrityam sukhrida sathukrityam. A liberated soul's sons attain his property. His ill-wishers attain his sinful reactions, while his well-wishers attain his pious credits. Quoted in Sri Ramanuja's Vedanta Sara commentary to Vedanta Sutra 4.1.17. In Govinda Bhashya, this statement is identified as coming from the Shatyayi branch of the Shruti. This topic is discussed in Govinda Bhashya with reference to the same Vedanta Sutra. The explanation is practically the same as we see above. So when one surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord removes anything which is an obstacle, whether it is pious credits or whether it is sinful reactions. Rama prapattihi tu akinchanya ananya gatitva rupa adhikara rahitena kritatva alpagya alpashaktika vishayatvacha viphala iti dhyeyam. Rama wanted to teach the world. Okay. Rama's surrender unto the presiding deity of the ocean was fruitless because of two reasons. Rama did not surrender unto that deity with an utter attitude of helplessness, and because he did not give up the thought of an alternate arrangement to attain his desired result, in case the deity does not grant his desired result. And the presiding deity of the ocean, the object of Ram's surrender, had little knowledge and little potency. So, on one hand, the surrendered soul here, so-called surrendered soul, he was not in position of absolute confidence in the object of surrender. So this indicates that he had a plan B. So that would disqualify that person as a proper surrender. So then considering the object of surrender is also just a demigod. He has a little knowledge. He has a little potency. Okay.
I will play the next section for 10 minutes.
Rama wanted to teach the world that if one lacks in even one of these items, and if the object of surrender is not capable of granting one's desired result, not compassionate upon the surrendered soul, or not of good character, such surrender will be useless. Rama surrendered unto the presiding deity of the ocean on the request of Vibhishana. Samudram Raghava Raja Sharanam Gantumarhati iti Vibhishanotistu Swaprapateh Pradarshana Krita. The kingly descendant of Raghu should surrender unto the presiding deity of the ocean. 6.19.32. Vibhishana stated the above because of his surrender to Ram, because he saw the result of his surrendering to Ram, and he realized that his surrender to Ram was successful. He thought that if Rama surrenders unto the presiding deity of the ocean, then he will attain the fulfillment of his prayer to the presiding deity of the ocean. तस्माद् अनेन प्रकारेण शरणागतेः देशकाल अधिकारी फल नियम अभावे अपि विषयनियमः अस्ति इति उक्तम्. Thus it is pointed out that though there is no restriction regarding place, time, candidate and the desired result in the process of surrender, there is the restriction regarding the object of surrender. इयं च प्रपत्तिः अस्मिन् प्रबन्धे प्रधानतया प्रतिपाद्यते, and it is this process of surrender that is primarily established in this composition, Sri Ramayana. अत एव श्री रामायणं दीर्घ शरणागतिः इति अभाणकः. Therefore the saying, the proverb, Sri Ramayanam Dirgha Sharanagatihi. Sri Ramayana is an elaborate exposition on the process of surrender. It's a very detailed explanation of all aspects of Sharanagati, surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tat upayukta taya itaresham arthanam pratipadanam. Everything else brought out in the scripture is simply to bring out this teaching of surrender in clear focus. तथा ही समर्थ कारुणिक सुशील विषयिणी शरणागति फलदायिनी. For instance, surrender unto one who is capable, compassionate, and accessible certainly awards one his desired result. Tatra रौद्र धनुर्भंग परशुराम जय सालभेदन समुद्र बंधन आदिभिः उक्त परत्व प्रतिपादनैः च सामर्थ्यं सर्वज्ञत्वादिकं च उक्तम्. In order to establish that Lord Rama is a supreme truth and hence supremely capable, omniscient, and so on, the sage Valmiki describes his breaking the bow of Lord Shiva at Mithila, his defeat of Parashurama while returning from Mithila to Ayodhya, his piercing the sala trees to convince Sugriva that he is capable of killing Vali, his having a bridge constructed over the ocean to cross over to Lanka, and so on. So all of this is to establish that he is indeed the supreme being. He is the supreme absolute personality of Godhead. He is omniscient. He is fully capable, and so on. In other words, you can surrender unto him. He is a worthy object of surrender in terms of capacity. Sita Viyoga Kalika Vrittanta Visheshaihi Parama Karunikatvam. So one aspect is Samartha, capable. Another aspect is he is also an ocean of mercy. He is so kind. He is so kind that he even separates himself from his most beloved Sita Devi. In order to describe Ram's supremely compassionate nature, the sage Valmiki describes how he separated Sita Devi from him in Canto 7. It is a basic principle that the common people do whatever the leaders do. Bhagavad Gita 3.21. It is another basic principle that only the intelligent can distinguish between following and imitating powerful leaders. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.33.31. It is described in Canto 7 of this great book that since some less intelligent people in Rama's kingdom misunderstood the mother of the universe, Sita, and began to take advantage of her life to indulge in sinful activities, the gravely thoughtful Rama, the very personification of Dharma, decided to sacrifice his association with his most beloved Sita for the sake of steering his citizens, who were like his sons and daughters, towards the right track of auspiciousness. That is the point brought out in the commentary above. Another point of consideration is that Sita Devi is more merciful than Ram, and as such, she would not have been able to tolerate the misconceptions and criticisms of her character by her own subjects because Sita Devi also loved the citizens like her children. It should be noted that when Indra's son in the form of a crow bit her, she didn't even complain about it to Ram, and she forgave the Rakshasis who had tormented her and protected them from Hanuman's fury. Ram knew Sita's nature very well and so protected her from having to hear such cruel words. By the arrangement of Lord Brahma and Narada, two pure devotees of Sita Rama, the entire Ramayana was then arranged to be composed by a neutral third party, Valmiki.
It's a very small section, but it will take some 7-8 minutes more. So I will pause it here for today, and we'll see it again tomorrow. Any reflections, any thoughts, any sharings? I'll stop sharing now. Um, Yugal Kishore Prabhu, would you like to share something? Or Kumari Kama? Sarvari Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I learned that Ramayana is about learning the process of surrender. So that was a nice learning that I wanted to share, Mataji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving the nice summary.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavad Pranam, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, I joined a little late. Sorry for that. So one thing, very important point that Prabhu told about that when we are surrendering to personality, if we do not have confidence, we will not be able to surrender with the wholehearted. And that is what the ocean actually was doing. He did not have the confidence. So if you see our moment, especially Srila Prabhupada, he wanted all of us to understand Lord is great, but how great He is. And once we understand that, because it is very natural for a person to surrender when we understand He's very great. So, and that greatness has to be described, or that has to be heard, that has to be read. And that is what Srila Prabhupada would always give so much of emphasis on hearing the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is very important aspect in our moment, as Sarvari Mata said, that surrender is essence of Ramayana. And once we know the greatness of that personality, naturally we will actually able to surrender to him. And the second point is that Mother Sita is even more merciful than Lord Ram. And recently we celebrated Radhastami and Sita Mata, they are same. So they are very merciful, and Prabhupada would always say, when Prabhupada was small, his father would always, if any sages come to his house, and then they will feed them, and if they wanted to give any benediction, he would say that, please give benediction that my son become devotee of Srimati Radharani. So, and we always know that if we need to get the mercy of Krishna, we should get the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And so it's very important. They are very merciful, like a motherly nature is always merciful. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing the nice points. And yes, so we always are the devotees of Radharani first. We say it is Krishna, but actually we are first serving Radharani and then Krishna. Yeah. Kumarika Mataji, anything you want to share, Mataji?
Nothing much. Prabhu emphasized that when one surrenders, that person to whom we are surrendering should be capable of delivering us. And also they should have enough compassion on the surrendered soul. So all this need to be thought about, that the object of surrender is also fully capable of delivering us. That is one thing that we should always carry in our mind. That is why the disciplic succession and the first, when we take up a spiritual master, it is not just because others are taking. That's why we should be very careful. Because the popular beliefs may not be, if we are following the mass, it may not be very true also.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Mataji. Chennakesha Prabhu, Sanatan Gopiraj Prabhu.
Nothing, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I like that object of surrender. Even Rama did not surrender to the ocean because he questioned that the object of surrender, and he will be able to get. He will get what he expected from ocean. Similarly, we do a lot of even demigod worship and all those things. The people surrender. So there are certain things you may get all material benefits, but not that even getting out of the karma is also very difficult. So that's why Krishna Bhakti is always better. When we surrender to Krishna, the object of surrender is that he will give everything to us. There's no limit. That's what really that surrendering. We have been talking so much about surrendering a process. This is the class where the object of surrender is given importance. I really liked it very much. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing. Any other devotee has anything to share? Rajeshwari and Mataji, would you like to share something?
Hare Krishna Mataji. No Mataji, I joined very late today.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, Guru Prabhu, anything?
Hare Krishna.
Sorry.
You are speaking something, Prabhu. I can't hear. Okay. I can't hear Guru Prabhu saying something. Vela Prabhu, you have something to share?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I too joined late. I just want to hear from others.
Okay. So today we don't have Shampun Prabhu here. So if nothing else, then we'll end the session here.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, Mataji, I didn't ask you.
One thing, Mataji, if we surrender to Lord remove obstacles either in the either it will be pious and sinful activities. Both will be removed by the Lord. So only thing is we have to surrender completely. We should surrender to God. So we can go those obstacles also in the path of devotional service. That I like, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing that important point, Mataji. Ashok Prabhu, anything you also have?
Nothing, Mataji. Yes. So, Mataji, generally, maybe this is a kind of question. So, is it, as we know that both pious and impious activities should be removed, right? So, go back to that place.
Right. So we will have to like spend that life either with the good karmas or with the bad karmas, pious or sinful. So we have to live that life. Then only we can actually come out of that. So that's what my understanding is. If there is any question, we can clarify. Okay, so then we'll close our session today here. We'll meet again here and we'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha Namo Namo.